Good evening, good people. Welcome to another episode of Tea Time with Tocombamaria. Of course, I am your host, Tocombamaria, joined by my lovely co-host, Mr. Tyrone.
Hello, hello, hello. Thanks for having me again.
What's up, Ty?
What's up, boo?
What's going on, sir?
Man, it is cold as hell.
It's cold.
I seen a nigga get robbed with a water gun. He was like, nigga, I'll freeze your face off. He's right. Give me the money.
Man, listen.
Right.
Why do we act like it's brand new all the time? Every winter, we act like we've never been through it.
I think my skin getting thinner. I don't know.
Man, I can't take it.
It wasn't this cold.
The older I get, the more I'm like, I gotta go down south.
Right. Like, I used to play in the snow. It wasn't this cold before.
It was never this cold. Never this.
That's
like
'cause we
my
was
whole
young then.
face.
Right.
I guess we didn't know any better. I don't know.
That youth shit is gone. It's like,
Man,
I understand this
totally
now.
gone.
Mama used to
Skin is
Vaseline us
thinner.
up too. Mama,
Oh yeah. So embarrassing.
Johnson and
man,
Johnson.
it works. I'm about to take a
I went to
Vaseline.
school with all Caucasian people, so it was quite embarrassing to show up quite greasy.
Why she so shiny?
Yeah, like that wasn't cool. It was horrible. I'm like, oh my gosh, mommy, what are you doing? But it did keep that wind from.
It did.
Kept that hawk away.
It's a fight out there in
Kept
the
hawk
cold.
at
You need that
bay.
Vaseline when you about to fight.
Listen, so I have to walk from where I park to the facility that I work at, and it's a hump. It's a little hump, you know.
It'd have been a
little
sprint for me.
exercise, man. Listen, I need some Vaseline on a daily, but I can't. I can't quite do that.
You want to just get
So
off
I'll
your
be walking
shoulders?
like,
Just get off your shoulders and put it on.
Oh, you're so cute. The only time I do do shoulders all the time is here, and it's a little too cold for that. You see, I got my shoulders covered up.
I see.
This is the first time in like 3 months I've covered up my shoulders.
I
I
see.
don't know. I feel some kind of way.
And with such a
'cause I like-
lovely blouse. That's a lovely
It's
blouse.
a lovely blouse.
I like
It's
that.
a blouse. How was your weekend?
It was good. Uneventful. I didn't realize trying to do stand up every day out in the streets it takes a toll on me, man. I ain't been out drinking that much. Man, I spent the
Wow.
whole
Do you-
weekend recovering.
Do you have to drink to do stand up?
No, I don't. But it's just like you out in the environment and people are partying. It's like, woo, do shots. And,
Oh,
you know.
so you allow yourself to be subjugated to peer pressure?
My homeboy said it's not peer pressure. It's just your turn.
Oh,
Now, somebody
just your
somebody offer you a drink, you take the drink.
Just your turn. Okay, I got you. I got you. For a change, I did some stuff this weekend.
You did?
I did.
What'd you do?
So first of all, it was Saturday. Saturday night, I went to a birthday dinner. Mm-hmm. So, I put on a nice little outfit and that I was supposed to wear to a certain place that somebody didn't take me to. But anyway.
What's that mean? Damn, baby.
I'm just saying. So I went ahead and wore this little outfit I've been dying to wear from Dress Code Boutique.
I said, you ain't told me you get a special outfit. I would have came for that.
Whatever.
I would have braved the elements.
Anyway, so wore my little outfit out to my cousin's birthday dinner, a little impromptu thing. But it was cool. It was really nice, really nice. That was Saturday night, knowing full well I had to get up early Sunday morning to pick my daughter up from college.
Ooh.
She goes to college in New York, upstate New York. Which is closer than Manhattan, so she's only 4 hours and 45 minutes away. But when you have a sleeping disorder, that's like 2 days away.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
You got a sleeping disorder?
I do.
What kind of disorder you got?
So it's not narcolepsy based on some technicality. So seriously, they won't. I did a whole sleep study, because you have to be qualified for such things. But I was sleepy all the time and couldn't understand why. So they don't listen to black women. Like that's facts.
Yeah, they don't.
Physicians do not listen to black females. They think that we're just, I know we're made of steel, but we do still yet have things that are wrong. Right. But anyway, they finally listened to me, did a sleep study. And so this one test, like if you fail or pass, I don't know, the first test, then they send you to another test where they make you take naps for 8 hours. So every 20 minutes, you're taking a nap.
Wow.
For like a work day. And so the thing is to see if the person can fall asleep every single time and how quickly they fall asleep. My mean time, meaning my average time of falling asleep, is like 3 minutes.
What?
I fell asleep every single time. And he had to come in and wake me up.
Girl, that's just time on your ass. I'm
Every
tired all the time, too.
single
Look, I'm tired all the time, too. No.
But because I don't enter into the REM state of sleep when I'm in these modes, that's why they won't classify it as narcolepsy. And I don't just I wouldn't fall asleep here, but if you get me in a quiet place and it's, calm and quiet and it's dark like a movie theater, I'm done.
It's over with.
I will fall asleep driving.
Oh, God,
I
please
won't
don't.
fall asleep talking, but I do fall asleep very easily. So traveling for me, that's like stressful
Yeah.
because I can't stay awake.
I get it
Coffee
now.
doesn't help. Fresh air doesn't help, because it's not normal. Like it's something going on.
I'm just gonna ride with you. Tacoma, wake up. we about to die.
Thank God, we about to die. Thank God I was okay. A
Good.
friend of mine kept calling every few minutes, not every few minutes, but every couple hours or hour or so to make sure that I was, still awake. And it got kind of rough. So I took my because I'm on medication to keep me from falling asleep. So it doesn't keep me from being sleepy.
Yeah.
But it keeps me from falling asleep, which is a special place in hell. Because just imagine being sleepy, but you can't go to sleep.
Oh my God!
So
Right.
that's what it does. Like I'm dying to sleep, but I can't fall asleep. So I took that. Then I drank a Monster. Then I drank a Starbucks Frappuccino. So by the nighttime, I was like, when I got back here, I'm like, oh my God.
I'm gonna call my Adderall guy and get you together.
Man, listen. So I got 3 hours of sleep Sunday night. Sunday I went to a comedy show real briefly, and that was cool. I'm sorry I didn't tell. Don't act, Tyrone. Don't do that. The point is to say that your girl went out. Like I never go
congratulations!
anywhere.
I'm so happy that you went out.
A single
yes,
viable
yes.
woman be at home under the
feel
cover,
like
snuggled up.
If I was out there, I would have knew it, but I guess I wasn't invited.
Don't do.
Anyway, don't we have somebody here
Yeah,
today?
so we have a special guest. I'm really super excited about our special guest. Our special guest is Andre Taylor. Welcome, Andre.
Hey, what's up, good people? How
What's
y'all?
going on, Andre? How you
I'm out
doing?
here.
How you
I'm out here.
feeling?
I'm good.
So Andre, I'm so excited to have him here, really and truly, because people don't talk about real stuff. People don't talk about the things that are not as pretty and the things that are, the things that are not glamorous and the things that are not, like people want to hide the real stuff. People want to hide what really goes on. And we go through stuff, like we go through changes. We make bad decisions, and sometimes we have to pay a penance for those bad decisions or for those other decisions, right?
Sure, you already know.
So Andre went through some things, like he made some decisions early on and he suffered consequences. So what he's here today to do is talk to us about his life, where he came from, how he got to where he was and where he is now. So Andre, I thank you. And I'm honored that you're here.
For sure.
Thank you. So Andre, tell me, where are you from?
I'm from Cleveland. Grew up on the Benham, 116 area.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
All right. So that's your neighborhood.
That's my hood, yeah,
That's your
for
hood.
sure.
So what was your childhood like?
Shit, like everybody else's, rough. Shit, coming up for the young parents. Mom was young, pops was young, so confused as a kid, trying to figure it out. I ain't had no older brothers and sisters. I did everything on my own.
Okay.
Get out in the streets early. You know what I'm saying? Drug dealing, fuck with them gangs. Shit like that. Trying to figure it out.
How young were you when you started doing that?
About 14, 15 when I started dealing with the drugs and involved myself in the gangs. And
How did that happen? How did you get to that point? For those of us who don't know, plain and simple.
shit, I can't say. It's probably the culture, man.
Were people like in your ear
It
trying to
wasn't
tell
no-
you, or just what you saw in the neighborhood?
It's what I saw and what I wanted. I wanted something better for myself. So
Okay.
I seen what my mama didn't have.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I had to go get it.
So
know what
you
I'm
saw
saying?
an
The struggles.
opportunity.
I seen the struggles we was going through
Right.
as a family. Boiling hot water on the stove. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Kerosene heaters in the house. So I wanted to make a change with myself. You know what I'm saying? So I got in the
Right.
streets at an early age, trying to figure it out, and then just went berserk with it.
So you started, like you say, oh, we got a caller. Do we
All
have
right.
a caller? Do we have a caller?
He got one.
Oh, he got a caller. Oh.
Yeah.
So 14, 15,
Right.
you started. What was that like for you? And what did it consist of? What were you doing?
It was adventurous. I ain't gonna lie. It was adventurous because you don't never know the outcome, what tomorrow holds. Every day look for a better day than yesterday.
What was the average day like for you? What would you do?
Shit, steal cars, bikes, breaking into cars. Just the basic shit to try to make $1, as a kid. Then the drug trade came. I learned the drug trade from an older guy that was from my neighborhood, and I mastered it. You know what I'm saying? Then went on to the drug trade. I involved myself in a LA gang. I met a guy from LA, and I got deep in the gangs.
So now, okay, so that was a thing. I know you're from Cleveland and all of that. And but knowing that you were a member of an LA gang. Now, I lived in Southern California
Right,
for
right.
a time, in San Fernando Valley. I went to a magnet school. And so, we were a suburb of basically of LA.
Right.
So there were gang members in my school, and but because it was a magnet school, they kept things under control. They would snatch each other's colors, like they put the bandanas in their pockets. So I was familiar with Crips and Bloods. Like I even learned how to throw gang signs for the time I was there. But it wasn't real to me. It was just, it wasn't real because I didn't see anybody selling drugs or doing illicit things. I never saw the repercussions of what these kids might have been going through when they got back to their neighborhood.
Right.
So it was kind of, honestly, to be real, it was kind of fun and games. But what was it? How did you get involved with an LA gang being from Northeast Ohio?
I met a guy back when I was about 15 named Slick from LA, and he turned me on, with the drugs, and I started fucking with him with the gang shit. Then I got deeper and deeper, so I turned all my homies out.
You brought them into the gang?
Yeah, I brought all my homies to the gang, and we grew from there. We went from 5 people to 25 people. Then
And
from-
you were the main recruiter guy, like you were the man.
I was a man. I met a guy in 88 named 89 named LAJ, and he a legend that came from LA and took over the project down to King Kennedy. I met him like 88, 89, and I kicked it with him on some other shit with the drugs and the gangs and shit, and I grew from there. And I took my name, who I was. They called me Pyro Dre on the street. So I grew from there. I went from Dre to Pyro Dre, and to when you see these guys in your neighborhoods and they all talking about what's up, blood, wearing red,
Right.
they're all credit for me.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So
Wow.
I put that down. A
So
long
you
time ago.
like, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That's why I'm doing the shit I'm doing now to try to change the culture, because if I figure if I could put 100% of doing wrong and be successful,
100%
I can put 100% doing right and do the same results.
Right.
Same leadership right there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Get
exactly.
them to
You
follow
just flip what it is that
Right,
what you're doing. So, all right. So 14, 15 started off because you wanted something better
Yeah.
and something different for your family because you saw how things were going at home. What kind of real talk, what kind of money were you bringing home? What kind of difference was it making at the crib?
It was good money. Back then the rock trade had just came out like 86.
Yeah, crack.
87, yeah, the rock
Yeah,
trade.
I remember the weekly
It was
readers talking about crack.
So much money coming off the rock trade, and it's unbelievable how much money we was making, because I took care of all my homies. Every little dude that ran with me, I took care
And
of.
when you say you took care, what do you mean?
Clothed, fed, protected all my homies. So,
Okay.
and it was so much money. You can make $5,000-$10,000 off the block every day just selling rocks.
Every day?
Yeah,
$5,000 to $10,000
But
daily.
we was young dudes, so
Yeah.
we ain't know the value of money at the time. We just getting it, it was coming, and just spending it.
Yeah, not saving, not investing. Yeah,
ain't-
no, I mean, you're 14, 15.
Right.
It don't seem like you got that same community now with the young thugs, young gang members now, man. It's
Man,
like
no.
you said you took care of like everybody, you know what I'm saying, and put them on, and like you was looking out for your family. I don't see that same energy today.
Let me
There's
ask you this. Do you
selfishness
see a
out there.
difference?
I see a
I mean,
total
I know
difference.
you're not in that lifestyle anymore, but we can't help but to see what's going on around us.
Yeah.
So do you see a different in how people do things now?
Yeah, it's selfish. It's like every man for himself now.
Yeah.
It's like kill or be killed. Eat or get ate. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Like there's no code, no.
it's culture is changing. But I don't need blame the culture on the young guys. I blame it on the guys they learn from.
Okay. Talk more about that.
Because you got the young kids, they run around because they don't got nobody to learn from. But social media, rap music. Because the guys that the teachers, they either in jail, strung out on drugs, or either scared of the young guys.
Okay.
Just trying to
Okay.
put them along. You know what I'm
Facts.
saying?
Yeah.
So I don't need, when I see the young guys, I don't look at them like them young dudes fucked up. I try to embrace them, show them a better way, or talk to them. And they gonna respect me because who I am, where I come from.
Right.
So I don't look at it like it's the young guys' fault the way culture is now, because it's their teachers, they ain't teaching them nothing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So so you got into your thing, and when things were at their highest, the highest height for you, the best, what was the lifestyle like? Like, what were you doing? How were you living?
Shit,
How was your family living?
shit, we was balling, shit,
And what?
shit, money,
Yeah.
shit, money,
Balling out of control.
we was balling. Everybody had.
But
it.
what does that mean? Like, what does that look like? Like, explain to our viewers who may not know. I mean, I grew up in Beechwood, so
Yeah.
like
You know, pretty
Tell
cars,
somebody like me who
fast
wouldn't know.
women, the best of the best. You know, we did, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But then I took a U-turn. So I went to the prison. I've been to prison for 21 years.
Right. But I want to know, like, I'm just, I want to take everybody step by step through your journey. So you begin as a young person, you get into this thing, you see the fast money, you see the changes in your lifestyle. Did you guys move to a different neighborhood?
Stayed
or
in the same neighborhood.
just had more things?
Just had more things, and we just created trust and honor in our neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm from the Benham area. When I come up, women, children, and old folks was off limit.
Right.
So you couldn't touch
So
that.
As it
different
should be.
today.
If you did-
Exactly. Absolutely.
If you
as it
violated
should
that
be.
code, you had to come holler at me.
Oh wow.
And then, I know your brothers, so I grew up
Of
with your
course,
brothers.
they're right. You
And
grew up
they'll
with
tell
my
you.
brothers, yes.
And your father used to ask me all the time, don't ever give my sons no drugs.
Right.
I never did.
And I thank you.
And I had to make sure I
Thank
send
you
them to
for
school,
that.
a few dollars in their pocket. If one of them need a pair of tennis shoes to go hoop or play football, I got you.
As their oldest sister, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I do appreciate you looking out.
Can we just
Like,
shout that
real
out though?
talk.
That's like
Real talk.
That's man shit right there. You know what I'm
It is,
saying?
it is.
Like even the
It
old, even
is.
like the old rappers. Like you hear Tupac, right? Tupac had "Toss It Up," but he also had "Dear Mama." You know what I'm saying?
Balance.
Like it was
It was
balanced.
balanced,
yeah.
right?
I'll kick your ass, but I care
because
about
we're gonna
people
be
around
real
me.
about who we are. Like
Respect,
we're gonna
bro.
be real about what we're doing or what we feel like we have to do.
Yeah.
But also we gonna balance that out because certain things are off limits, and we still have morals and values even in what we're doing. Right. Because I'm just gonna say this because this is just how I look at it. I mean, my grandfather was viewed as a gangster. He's in the mob museum in Las Vegas. I mean, that's what they look at by and large. Right, I know, right? No, that's kind of cool though.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
It
And I'm
is.
not gonna lie. When the people are like, "That's your grandfather," when I'm taking a picture next,
Now, he was doing what numbers, right?
my grandfather's thing was running numbers.
Mm-hmm.
The Ohio lottery is modeled after him and his numbers business. So Virgil
dope.
Ogletree, that is my mother's
You know,
father.
when white folks try to take over your shit, you're doing something right.
Okay, right.
It's a good idea, Mr. Ogletree.
I mean, but afforded me the upbringing that I had. So whatever, and an honorable man, like you say, women, children,
Old
certain
folks,
things
yeah.
were off limits, and you looked out for people. When
Had
they
to.
wrote about him when he died, they talked about how many people he employed. Like how he looked out for other people, and that's what. And you and I are about the same age,
Right.
so we're in our 40s, about to go to another decade.
Right.
But like the younger set, they don't look at stuff like that. They don't value life.
Right.
They don't, not theirs nor anybody else's. All right, so you start off young person, you're in it, y'all are balling out of control.
Right.
You stay true to your neighborhood, so you're staying where you lived, but you just, utilities are good, everything is good,
Right.
you're cool. How did it escalate for you? Like when you're getting the money, when you're getting the things, what were you thinking? What was going on in your head?
It was a lot of pressure. When you get to the point of being the top dog in what you do, it's a lot of pressure on you because everybody depended on you. So if I quit now, I got 100 miles I got to feed.
Okay, so if you don't eat, they don't eat.
If I quit, they don't eat because can't nobody take my place what I'm doing like I do it.
Wow.
So I'm saying, so I kept pushing the envelope.
Right.
You want to quit, you want to get enough money, you're like, okay, this
I was
is
going to ask you, were there times when you want to not do that?
It's like you want to, but then I know if I stop now, I got these people over there depending on me because can nobody push the envelope like I push the envelope. So that's what's wrong with the culture now because enough is never enough.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
That's wrong. What's wrong with humans, period? Like, we don't
Yeah.
have limitations. We
Right.
just want and we want and we
Right.
want and we want, and nothing is ever enough. You can have the world and you still want more. And it's like, at what point are you satisfied? Especially with things.
right.
Like with gaining knowledge and things like that, you should always want more because we never arrive at a point of being fully enlightened or never arrive at a point of knowing all things. But in
sure.
terms of having stuff, like, at what point is your house big enough?
But I got to the point when I would say, fuck it, I'm locked in. This is who I am. This is what I'm going to do. Mm-hmm. And I pushed it. I kept pushing the envelope. I said, if I turn my back on my homies, I ain't no good in my mind because I'm loyal.
Who was your support system, though, Dre?
I ain't need one. I was my own support system.
Really?
Yeah. I'm the type of guy, all I need is me to make it.
Were there moments where you ever afraid? And I know I'm sure as a man, you know, nobody's gonna be like, yeah, I was out there just crying. You know, I don't expect you to say that. But were there times when you felt alone and when you felt like you needed or wanted support, or were you just like, fuck it, that's what I'm doing?
That's what it is. There's only 3 things I'm scared of: dying, being broke, and being alone.
And those are like all the things involved in that.
Right.
Did you fear for your life on a daily basis?
No, because I felt like the shit I was doing back then, they doing now. The young dudes doing now. I was doing that back in the 90s.
So progressive. So you were
I was
doing
already
stuff
there.
that other people
I was
weren't
already
doing.
there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I was already doing the shit they doing now.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? The way the
Right.
culture is now.
Right.
Shit 'em up, bang, bang. I was doing that back then.
Okay.
And they doing now.
And they're doing it now.
So I was like ahead of my time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
Progressive.
that's where my legend comes from. My legend doesn't come from, oh, he's Dre, he this. My legend comes from because the street credit and the street work I put
So
in.
how you did things,
Right.
the way that you
Right.
you carry
Quick, homie.
your business out,
Right.
you know, out there on the street.
Right.
Obviously, you were respected. Obviously,
Sure.
because and you could only be respect. And the street, like, it's hard to gain respect. Period. Right.
Yeah.
Like, period. But especially on the streets, like that's. You have to really be about your business to be
Right.
respected on the streets, because they're not just going for any old okie
Look,
doke.
I used to play in the streets.
kinda
They're like, get
stuff.
your square ass back in the house. I'm like, all right, y'all right.
You're like,
I
yeah,
tried
you're
it.
right. I'm
You
scared.
right.
I'm going back in the house. Right.
That's why I told you they call me. My street name is Pyru Dre.
Pyru Dre.
Household name. You can see it anywhere in the city of Cleveland.
And they
gonna-
know Pyru Dre.
I've been going. I just got out of prison doing 21 years. You say my name right now, a 15-year-old guy know me.
So, all right. So, tell me about, as you got older, you know, as you started, as you became a young adult, because you started, I mean, you were a baby when you started, right? Like, real talk, 14, 15. I wasn't still playing with Barbies then, but still, 14, 15, that's young.
Right.
In the grand scheme of things,
Right.
you know, in the grand scheme of life, because you got years to go. Did you feel like what you were doing accelerated you? Like, did you feel older than your time or ahead of your time?
I felt ahead of my. I'm not older. I felt ahead of my time because I just traveled from California to Cleveland, Houston to Kentucky, Arizona. I should network to all them cities, them states.
There's some grown people ain't never been out of Ohio right
Find a
right
quiet
now
town and
today
find a
that
quiet
work
town and tie
regular
it
9 to
down.
5 that have no reason to not go out. And
Right.
so you're traveling places, you're meeting new people, was it intimidating? Were you ever intimidated by any of the stuff
No.
you went through?
Because I was putting my format down the same way I put it in Cleveland and them other cities, the same way. So I was spreading the wealth everywhere I went.
So you were just confident. So what I'm going to say is, or what I feel like is just who you were intrinsically, the way you were raised and just who you are in your DNA as a human being,
Right.
allowed you to be the leader that you were out on the street. So you
Right.
took who you naturally intrinsically were and just use that in the format that you were, you know, introduced to
Right.
in order to make a better life for your family.
Right.
And so you were able to progress and able to build and able to grow and be like Pyru Dre, be this man,
man,
this
right.
the man, the myth, the legend, right?
For sure.
So when the cards started tumbling down, tell me what it was like as you got closer to sort of, you know, things sort of closing in and things coming to the street life.
The money, I elevated, money elevated me. My head got bigger.
Okay.
So I started feeling invincible, like, I got some money, I can't be touched.
Okay.
You know? And cases coming, kick out a few dollars, case disappear.
So that's real stuff.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
you just
yeah.
put some money down
Yeah,
and stuff
yeah.
just goes away.
Right, right. So
Where's the white folks?
Yeah.
True that.
Yeah.
I ain't never been white, but true that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they throw money behind everything.
So when that started coming about, I started getting invincible. So I started figuring like, shit, I got some bread. Ain't shit a motherfucker could do to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm up.
Wow.
And
Yeah, you
kept
just
moving
felt like
forward,
you
yeah.
could just keep going, keep moving,
Yeah.
keep doing. All right, this might sound crazy. Did you ever keep your money in a bank? Did you keep it at the like? I'm not asking you to divulge your secrets, but
I just started.
you know, how
fucking-
does it?
I just started fucking with banks when I got the joint.
Real okay,
All
okay,
my
all right.
Shoebox money,
Right.
paper bag money.
So
all
just
that shit.
okay,
Yeah,
paper
right,
bag
sure.
boy.
Yeah,
Okay.
all that, yeah.
And now I am totally, completely, and entirely square. So so please forgive. Tyrone.
I can't make it. I'm trying
Don't
to see
do
this
it.
whole square.
Don't do it.
No, okay.
Ain't nobody ask you, Tyrone.
I'm with you. I'm square with you, man.
What? Yeah, you are.
I'm a rectangle. I'm close enough.
Whatever. Okay, so no banks. We're not messing with any governmental institutions
Right.
because they look too deep into your stuff
Right.
for no reason at all.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you're doing that. What age were you when you got to your highest height? Like when you were at the pinnacle of your career?
When I 27.
Okay.
When I caught that case.
So you like peaked at 27.
I was at the highest. I was at a great peak there. All my homies was cool. I had all the toys I needed: cars, motorcycles.
How many cars did you have, Dre?
I had 2 cars, a motorcycle.
What
at the
kind- what
time.
kind of
I had
cars?
a old school '71 Grand Prix.
Okay.
It said
Tricked
Pyru-
out.
Pyru on the license plates.
Classic.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Classic candy paint. It was tricked out. It's still out here. Some guy got it out. Still out here.
Okay.
What, 27? I mean, you was like 13 years in the game. Like you was a vet.
Yeah, I
you
was
knew
a
what
vet.
you was doing at that point.
Right.
That's dope.
Wow.
I'm not gonna say it's dope, but that's
Yeah, like starting at
But
14,
just-
then by 27. Right.
that's
like-
longevity. Like a lot of cats don't make it that
No,
long.
seriously.
Yeah.
Like you made it with your life, obviously. You made it without any, I guess, without taking any major L's, you
I
know?
took a few L's throughout the way. I've been shot up. You know,
Really?
I've been shot a few times. Yeah, I got shot in '89 in the back.
Oh,
I got
in the back.
Yeah, I got shot in '90 in the chest. And that's when I changed because I used to fight a lot. I was about known
Were you
for
boxing?
Fighting, yeah, knocking dudes out all the time. And
He said all the time. Just
so
knocking niggas out.
But they changed, so I changed. So they started wanting to play guns, so I started playing with guns heavy too. So that's
Mm-hmm.
after I got shot in the chest, I said, no, I ain't catching more bullets.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
Oh my
yeah. I
gosh.
almost died off there too.
Did you ever wear bulletproof
No.
stuff? No, you just were.
Yeah,
How
Name
long
and
were you in the
reputation.
hospital from that?
like 14 days.
2 weeks?
Yeah.
You were in the hospital?
Yeah, 14 days.
Was that the only time you were hospitalized for any of your injuries?
No, I got
your
shot.
street injuries?
Yeah, the first time it was a superficial shot. Went in, my back was just stuck in the clothes, and it came out. But the second one, went straight through my chest, came out the back.
Tyrone, what's your noise?
Oh, right.
Tyrone was like, oh.
Look, and you said 2 weeks. Look, that's my year. I'm done. If I get shot once, like just wrap it up. I'll see y'all
If
next
I
year.
see a bullet, I'm cashing it. I'm done. I'm done. I'm out. If I hear a gun, no, I'm out. I can't
Right.
do it.
No, respect though, man.
What? Like, was it just you? What gave you the courage to keep going, knowing how dangerous things could be?
Because I know I was dangerous in the next man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
I was
you
more-
were very confident in
Yeah.
who you were.
Somebody gonna answer for this.
I know I was
Right.
more dangerous than the next man. They shot me out of fear. They didn't shoot me out of confidence. They shot me out
Right,
of fear.
right.
I gotta
They're
get
trying
this-
to
I
put
gotta
you
get this nigga
down
on
because they knew what you were about.
Yeah, I get this nigga on my ass and shot. But
Wow.
that's what kept me going. I knew I was more dangerous than the next man.
Did you have, were there like, again, forgive me because I don't know how stuff goes, and I'm not the only one. Some of the listeners don't know how things go, but did you have people around you protecting you, or
No.
were you were just it? You were the man.
Everybody who was with me had to be like me.
Okay. How did you recruit folks? Like, how did you know who could, cut the mustard
You
and
know,
who couldn't?
when you deal with people, you somewhat know what you're dealing with when you deal with people.
Mm-hmm.
You know who's a coward or who's a liar.
Just based on their everyday
Yeah, just
dealings, how they act.
We started going to house parties at 14, 15. I knew who fought, who didn't fall.
Okay.
So as we grew older,
Uh-huh.
I knew what I'm dealing with.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
if you a homie of mine, where I come from, you put your own work in.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So go put your work in, man.
So now you say 27 was the age when you got busted.
Right, right.
When it happened, how did you actually feel? What was that feeling like? Like, take our listeners through how you actually felt when it's closing in, the walls are closing in.
Shit, this shit was a crazy night. It was a crazy weekend.
Mm-hmm.
That weekend I come from California Friday night, and I caught the case Sunday night.
Okay.
So
Back here in
Cleveland. I came out to Cleveland Sunday. And it was happening in '99. Came back to September '99. I think it was 20th of '99. Yeah, 21st. And I went to the bar. Me and one of my homeboys, we go to the bar. It was sunny and it was $1 double night, and we go to the bar and get up in the bar. It was a nice crowd. And,
nice night, just
yes,
any old
but
regular night.
But
right?
it wasn't supposed to be what our pit stop. We was going to Millennium at the time, and but we stopped.
Yes,
here at
us old heads.
We stopped at this little one spot that we normally don't stop at. I seen the crowd. The crowd was a nice crowd. We going up in there, man. So we ended up flowing up in the spot, and my dude kept telling me, man, fuck this spot. Let's go, man. This ain't us tonight, man. We go to the Millennium, man. What's popping at? I'm hard headed. You with me? I'm driving. I got the money in my pocket. Fuck it, nigga, you with me? Go up in the spot. See a little dude I knew come up around the neighborhood. He had some static, get some shit, and I said, "You cool, man? You all right?" They see you with me. You all right? Shit transpired. Speed things ahead.
Right.
Like last car, we outside. It was them over there, and the dude I was assisting over there. They pulled guns. Didn't use them.
Wow.
Feel me?
Wow.
And I was taught, you use it, you pull it, use it.
Yeah, if you pull it, you're supposed to use it. That's
I
like
felt
rule
then
number one.
Shot in the air, shooting in the airplane. I never did play.
Right.
So I did what I did. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying? And
All right.
that's where we got where we at. You know what I'm saying? I ended up going to jail. I went to prison for 21 and a half years.
Right.
I just got out September 8th this year.
So 21 and a half years you spent. What did it feel like going away? Like when you heard your sentence, did you feel like everything was just over?
Never gave up.
All right.
I never said it was over.
Okay.
Because the only thing I hurt my mother,
Yeah.
and my children. You know what I'm saying? That was the only thing I was concerned about. I didn't give a fuck about nothing else. You know what I'm saying? Material shit comes and goes, and time I could do because I built myself for this shit. You know what I'm saying? I know living the lifestyle I live. If I do the shit I do, I got to suffer the consequences for doing what I do.
So you're just a warrior no matter what.
Gotta
Like
be.
your job is to just make sure that your people are taken care of, and quite naturally, if you're taking care of them, you're gonna be all right.
For sure.
So that's on the forefront of your mind because
Right.
that's just who you are, right?
Right.
No matter what. So you go into this lifestyle that you now. Was this your first time being busted, or this is just the worst?
It's the worst.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the worst one. Yeah.
So, all right. So you get this, you get this case, and you know that you're going, and you know you're gonna be gone for a minute.
Right.
Did you have to make any conscious decisions about how you're gonna survive in this different environment?
Home sweet home.
Okay.
I'm a gangster.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna be a gangster. That's my thought going in.
Right.
I'm a leader of the blood gangs. I'm going in, put my format down because they know they waiting on me to get there. They know I'm in the county jail fighting a murder case.
Right.
So I get to where I'm going, they gonna roll the red carpet out. I never had no worries about nothing. You know, I show up, and I'm gonna show up when I show up. So it was like home sweet home. I know I had to go do this time.
And you're just gonna do
I
it.
got to do it.
So for you as a legend, though, as somebody who was taking care of folks, you know, making moves, calling shots, you didn't necessarily, you don't have to worry the same way somebody who might be, you know, just a little whatever. Because you actually proved yourself and you proved your value, as it were, and your worth. So you folks looked out for you even on the inside?
Yeah, I was taken care of. I was well taken care of. You know, I took care of myself too. Though I was, you know, I had a little paper left around. I had to take care of myself. And the prison ain't nothing but a city with a fence around it.
Right.
You got anything you want in prison. It's a city
Right.
with a fence around it.
But that's not where we want folk to have to get to,
No,
right?
right,
So
but-
you're there. You spend, honestly, almost half your life. Almost half your life there.
Right.
So you're there doing, you know, did you ever feel like you were there unjustly? Or were you like, no, I did it? I mean, I'm supposed to be here.
You know, it's like
these the
everybody else
rules.
that go to prison. We all innocent till we proven guilty, right?
Uh-huh.
And then as long as your appeal process is available, you're gonna use it.
Right, right.
And I'm guilty. I'm
As
innocent.
well you should.
Shit, I ain't do it. Yeah, once all your appeals exhaust,
Then it's
reality
like,
kick in.
yeah,
Fuck it, I'm do this time. You know
I'm
what I'm saying?
here. Right.
But if you got a chance to get out and you're going through appeals and you got some money to fight appeals,
Mm-hmm.
you're going like, that wasn't me.
Right. Because
Yeah,
who
so-
wants to be, who
Right.
wants their freedom taken
You
away?
got opportunity to get out. I've seen guys
Right.
get out on appeal that was guilty and got out. You know what I'm saying? Off appeals.
Right.
So I'm gonna fight the appeal process until I make it all the way through until they tell me nigga, that's it. You lost.
Now I ask you that because, as Tyrone can attest to, like, I'm huge on accountability.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's not something necessarily that has always been a huge thing in my life, because accountability is scary. Accountability doesn't always feel good. Accountability is not sexy. Accountability can be hurtful. Accountability can be scary.
Sure.
But it's an important part of being a human being, with integrity, right? To say that, hey, look, I was wrong. I made a mistake. It takes more balls to say you were wrong than it does to keep saying, no, I ain't do that shit.
Right.
No,
Right.
nigga, that wasn't me.
Right.
No, that was him. That wasn't me.
For sure.
You know, so, and like you say, but again, who wants to spend their life locked up in the city with, you know, with these gates, with these people telling you what you can and cannot do, the time you got to get up, the time you can go outside, the time you can do, and I'm talking like I know, which I don't.
Right.
But the times that you can do certain things, it's not like waking up out here for you right now. So you're in there. What was your mindset like? Like, was it a point at which you flipped and said, hey, look, I'm done with this, and when I get out, this is what I'm going to do?
Shit took me, our first 5 years, I did it like I do it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. It just, you just
I
were
gotta,
like,
fuck it, I'm doing time. I got a 18 life bid I got to do. Fuck it. I'm young. I don't give a fuck. It is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And I sat down one day in my cell and I read a book that a white dude gave me, old mafia boy gave me.
oh, wow.
And it was called Children of the Matrix.
Okay.
By an author named David Icke. And I read the book. And it's all this book is reality. It's written by David Icke. He's a 33.5 degree Mason.
Okay.
So I'm reading the book about what's really happening in this world, about the truth. And the truth is right in front of me. And I read the book, and I said, and the dude told me, like, man, you ain't gonna never get out of prison. Being way
The
you
white guy
is.
told you that?
Yeah, the old mob boy.
Being like, okay.
He was the old guy that was down for killing that dude, Danny Green, in the 70s.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Damn.
Familiar.
He said, I like you. You know, they liked me. So he like, man, you ain't gonna never get out of prison living the way you live, man. So I flipped it. You know what I'm saying? I had to turn the switch and flip it. I'm gonna be who I'm gonna be. So
Right.
I educated myself. You know what I'm saying? I started tutoring. I started went to college, programming, janitorial certificate, dog. I did everything I had to do to get out of prison.
Right.
Because I was studying other guys to go to the parole board. I said,
Really?
"Man,
You were seeing how it is that they moved
Yeah.
in order to get parole
Right,
and get
right.
up out of there.
see what they ain't doing when they come to
Right.
parole board and parole board give them some more time, what I got to do.
Okay.
Being who I am and the image I got to flip the image.
Right,
so I
right.
changed the whole image. So I started creating programs in prison.
Wait, hold up.
Yeah.
Wait. You created programs while you were in prison?
Yeah.
Tell us about the
I started a
programs.
program called Reality Check. This was dealing with the youth, young guys. Just
The
teaching-
young guys that are in there.
Yeah, teaching reality. What's your reality? Who are you? Then I
So
started.
you're like reforming the guys in there
Yeah.
with you, and you are a fellow inmate.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Isn't it though?
Yeah.
Like, for real?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I'm saying, like, they should have been looking at you like, this dude is incredible.
Yeah, I
Like,
started-
this dude is something special.
I started a mentoring program. I started, and I was also the president of NAACP in prison too. So I changed the whole format. I'm still the big black tough guy
Yeah.
with the muscles, but
Don't forget the muscles.
yeah, but they look at me like he got something to talk about. Listen to him.
Right.
So when I started doing that, the prison started like, damn, this motherfucker like keeping our prison calm.
Okay, so
feel
they
me?
saw, yeah.
Yeah, they keep me keeping it calm. So when they got issues with the gangs,
They come to you.
hey Dre, they call me Dre. They only call me Taylor. Dre.
Get out of here.
Yeah, so that helped
Get
me.
outta
That helped me
here.
in the long run. So when I went to the parole board, that's why I'm sitting here talking to you now.
Yeah.
All that shit helped me. You know what I'm saying? So I changed my culture, way of doing things, and how I look at things, and cared a little more about where I come from, who I am, and my upbringings than I did before. Because I feel like I'm I'm responsible why shit the way it is.
Yes. So you use your powers for good, not
Right.
evil at
Yeah.
this point.
That's what I keep
That's
hearing. Like
incredible.
what I keep hearing, dude, is like you a natural leader.
A natural born
whatever,
leader.
whatever you put it towards, whether
Absolutely.
it's destruction or production, whatever.
Absolutely. And
Right.
that,
Awesome.
that speaks to a lot of our young black youth, young black men, particularly out there right now, because as black people, man or woman, we are natural born leaders, right?
Right.
Some of us are greater leaders than others.
sure.
Obviously, you know, top of the echelon
Right.
there, but you can't deny the genetic makeup and who it is that we are. But So you're a natural born leader no matter what it is that you're doing. And you recognize when you get your time, you recognize, look, man, I gotta serve this, but you understand that you need to flip that thing.
You gotta flip it.
So you gotta take who you are and flip it to
use it to your advantage.
Yeah, exactly. To your advantage and the advantage of people at large.
Right.
Because you recognize that folk can't just be out here wilding out.
Right.
People can't just be out here selling drugs, stealing cars, doing all manner of shit and expect that they're going to be okay at the end of the day.
Right.
Right?
And let me know if I'm correct in saying this. Like, are you being the example that you didn't have when you were coming up? Like, are you trying to be the example to the kids that you didn't have when you were coming up?
I had a father figure there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think he was the type of father that I wanted.
Okay.
He was my mother's husband. He raised me. Father figure.
Yeah.
But he wasn't. He was a provider, but not a teacher.
Gotcha.
That's an important distinction.
He was a provider and a disciplinary, but not a teacher.
But not a teacher.
Because everything I learned on my own.
Do you consider yourself a teacher, Dre?
Yeah, I teach for sure.
That's awesome. Again, honored to have you here because people
Hell
need
of a
to
story.
hear. Yeah, isn't it though a hell of a story? Because people need to hear the good, the bad, the ugly. They need to hear though the inner workings because you think, just on the outside, oh, somebody's a gangster and they ain't about shit. No, absolutely not. Because you, a deep individual, got to be very thoughtful, have to be extremely intelligent to be able to, maneuver the way you did, to make the moves that you made, and you're alive at the end of your 40s, like you're still here. And a lot of folk don't make it out because they're not smart enough to figure out how to get through that thing.
And no homo, man. Like you look good, brother. You don't look like a nigga who done been through the shit you've been through.
No,
like
for
you've
real.
been shot and
honestly,
all that shit.
Honestly, so of course, like you said earlier in the show, you know my family, so you know my brothers, 6 of them I have. And so when my one brother was telling me about you, which, we talk about various and sundry things, various and sundry people, he was telling me about you. And so I pulled you up, I'm looking at you. I'm like, this dude looks like, he don't look like he served a day or had any trouble or, looking good.
Citizen.
I was like, should, no, he look better than should. Like,
right.
like, what's going on? But just the fact, and obviously he laid down to me, who you were and your credentials, your resume. Of course, he unfolded it for me. So just the fact that you said you would agree to talk to us, because talking to us is talking to the public at large about the greater problem, the greater issue, and how do we get at that, and the fact that these are not throwaway people. Like, you were never a throwaway kid. You were never a throwaway boy just because you were out here doing some shit that is off to the left. That's what you saw to be able to get your family out of, up out of where you were. You saw the opportunities that were in front of you. And so because your opportunities were limited, as it is for most African Americans and lots of people of color, period, what opportunities do you want to present to the young people that are out there right now?
I just want to. I just want to tell the youth. I just want to let them know you're only great as you want to be. Don't ever be afraid to reach out and take a helping hand, because they're for you. And change your culture. Change your culture. Don't be like all the rest. You could be. It's cool to be different. It's cool to be.
Yes.
It's cool to go to school. It's cool to catch the bus.
Yeah.
It's cool to be different, man. Don't peer pressure. Don't ever let it pressure you, man.
Right.
Because I feel that the cool crowd, the cool crowd is the corny crowd for real.
Right.
Because the cool crowd, it take 5 motherfuckers to make a strong
one strong person.
One strong person.
One of you, it take about 10 niggas to make
Right.
one of you.
That's what I'm telling you. So it's cool to be corny, square, however you want to call it.
Yeah.
Work a job, because at the end of the day, 10 years down the line, when you ain't got shit, you'll realize what a motherfucker telling you today. So what I'm trying to tell you, educate yourself, put them guns down, and realize it's somebody love you, man. I know most of you guys out there need a hug, a father figure or something, man. just think about it, man. What you doing? Because when you get to the prison, you call mama. She can't help you.
Right.
She can't do nothing for you. She ain't got it. You know what I'm saying? She got 5 other kids at home she got to take care of, and bills to pay.
That's real talk.
And doing prison time is expensive, bro.
Yeah.
You know.
For you to say, as a big, muscle-bound, strong man, to say, I realize that most of y'all need a hug.
That's all they need. Somebody to
They
care for
need
them.
love and care
So-
and affection, right?
Yeah, that's all they need. Somebody to give a fuck about them.
Would you agree
Right.
that black men don't get enough of that
Yeah.
nurturing and that affection? Like y'all don't, like it's almost uncool to get that loving that human beings, period, need. Like we need that.
But I think what it is though, they've been the most young motherfuckers been took advantage of so much. And they don't trust nobody. It's a trust issue.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what
People
I'm
that were
saying?
supposed to love them.
How do we get at the trust issue?
Because they father turned their back on them. So when so now if I can't trust my father, who the fuck I
Who
can trust?
can I trust?
right.
If I can't trust the person that's supposed to have my back no matter what,
Right.
supposed to be there no matter what,
So that's what
then
we
the
got.
rest
now.
of y'all niggas ain't
Ain't nothing. Yeah.
nothing.
We got to trust you. And then another thing, it's the parents. When you party with your kids, that's not good parenting.
Man,
That's not good parenting.
listen.
Oh, when I was
So
growing
why,
up,
why would I respect you as a parent and you've been drinking? You just drunk a whole bottle of Casamigos with me.
My 28-year-old son does not understand, has never understood why I have younger sisters and but my mother has children as well. So I have some sisters on my mother's side who, we go out and we do things. My son is kind of the age of some of my sisters. This dude does not understand why I won't kick it with him. I have told them implicitly, if we are out, like I'm out with my sisters, because they're my sisters, right? So those
Yeah.
are my girls. They reached a certain age, and I felt like I could stop being mom, and I could start being sister.
Yeah.
I said, look, if you invite your nephew, I'm out. Like,
Yeah.
I'm done, because I'm not partying with my son. I'm not sitting drinking with my son.
you
I'm
know
not
what
kicking it with my son.
you know what you don't hear no more?
What?
Grown folk stuff. It used to be, when I was growing up, it was
Yeah.
grown folk
Stay out
stuff.
of grown folks'
and it was
business.
kid stuff. Yeah, go upstairs,
Thank
it's
you.
grown folk stuff going on.
I don't care how old you get. Like, my son is my oldest. I have 2 sons. I have 3 children, 2 sons. But my oldest son's 28 years old. I'm not partying with that dude.
Right.
Like, I'm not kicking it with you like that. And I really didn't even start drinking in front of my children until they were older, because I felt like that's adult stuff. Like, that's
Yeah.
my life. That's not who I am for you. I'm
Like,
mom.
I just got to the point where I can have a drink with my mom, but she ain't gonna kick it
Yeah,
with
she
me.
ain't
She ain't
trying-
gonna just
right.
go
Exactly.
like all the way, like the whole night with me.
Yeah, like I'm not going,
Right.
like Eric, sometimes he'll bring
kinda
home stuff.
I'm talking about if I go to Skeets and my daughter pull up at Skeets with me, we hanging out in the same club. I couldn't swallow that. I couldn't do that.
Thank
Right.
you. I
couldn't swallow that.
implicitly told my sisters, we were out somewhere. I said, if your nephew shows up, I'm gone.
Yeah.
for
Because
sure.
I'd be damned if I'm going to be at the club with my kid.
Right,
like,
right.
get out of
You
here.
and little ting
Nobody's-
ting hanging out.
Yeah, like
nah.
I'm not doing that, because I still play a particular role. Like you still, and so you still
you
have
lose-
to be that leader. You still have to be that person in charge. I don't care
Absolutely.
how old your children get; they will still be your children under you.
They didn't want. That's what respect. You lose
That's
respect.
right. Exactly, it's the respect
So
factor. I'm not kicking it with you like
They
that.
blame the culture on the youth. Like, these kids fucked up my day. No, who they learning from?
Thank you.
It's fucked up.
And you said that earlier on, right? It's where it comes from.
where they come from,
You
the
don't
upbringers.
blame them. You
Yeah.
blame the older set.
You got to.
Because what were you teaching them?
Because they gonna do what they see.
That's exactly right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
So,
exactly
yeah.
right.
Real quick, Tyrone Smith from Compton, he said gang life is tough. Just shouting that out.
All right,
And
Tyrone.
we got shout outs from Lex Vegas and LaWanda
Lex,
Washburn.
what's
yeah,
up,
yeah,
Lex?
they're giving us love, And
Thank you,
this
guys.
other name looks long. I can't read
LaWanda?
it. Let me see what it say.
I don't have on my glasses, so I know I can't read it.
Dave Wallencheck, charge it to my head,
Oh,
not my
what's
heart
up,
if I
Dave?
don't say it right.
What's,
this
you
shot-
said it right.
I said
What's
it
up,
right.
Dave? What's going on, sir?
Yeah.
Thank you,
Call
everybody.
in, folks, too. If y'all want to come and join the conversation, man.
216-773.
772.
772, I'm sorry.
3393.
3393.
Yeah, we got Drake Taylor in the building, man. Pyru Dre.
That's
I'm
right,
out here.
Pyru
Yeah.
Dre. He is a legend, but Dre
Yeah, for
has
sure.
reformed himself. And when we say reformed, Dre, you're not ashamed of who you ever were.
I can't be.
That's right.
I am who I am.
You are who you are.
Yeah.
But like I said, now you use your powers for good,
Got
not
to.
evil.
That's the only way it's gonna work.
So when you approach the young people out here now, how do you do that?
I was riding
You're
up.
already a legend.
I was
but how
riding
do
up.
you
I
do
was riding up Kinsman last week, And I was coming through one of the, I think 154th in Kansas with some little young guys playing football. You know, I'm a sports guy.
Mm-hmm.
So I jumped on my truck and I started playing football with them.
Did you?
Because since I've been home, I ain't seen not a basketball being shot on a basketball court. That's the first time I seen kids
That's a shame.
interacting.
Yeah.
And I'm
That's
like,
a
damn.
shame.
So I jumped on my truck and I interacted with. I spent about 30 minutes playing football with them. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? And just fucking with them and shit. And they
Right.
enjoyed it. They enjoyed it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's what we got to bring back. We got to bring back the culture back, man.
I bet you
Right.
they're still talking about that because
Yeah.
that's not something that
Right.
people do. Just like we see, we'll see on different social media platforms when the cops stop and they play ball with it. It's such a big deal because people don't do that.
Right.
We discard our young people like they're nothing, but we expect them to grow up to be something.
For sure.
Yeah.
How are you going to be something if nobody is breathing life into you? If nobody is putting anything into you, if nobody's building you up, then how can we expect these young people to be anything?
Right. Absolutely.
And so Dre is a prime example of he's been a particular place, right? You've
Right.
been a particular place. You've had particular situations for reasons that are extremely understandable. Who amongst us wants to have to be boiling water instead of turning on the faucet and it come out hot?
And I take my experience. What I went through and what I've been, and I appreciate it because it
That's
saved my
right.
life, and it gave me a different appreciation of life. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? Because at first, before I went to prison, I didn't value life.
You didn't. Okay, talk about that a little bit. You didn't value life.
I didn't value life. I didn't give a fuck about living
You
or
didn't
dying.
care if you lived or died. But I feel like that's where a lot of our young people are at right now. They have no value for life, which is why, because again, for me, accountability, right?
For sure.
And the reason why accountability is so big, and please, y'all, like obviously I'm human, so I'm fallible, which means, I try to I make the effort to take accountability for all things I do, but I'm not perfect. None of us is. But so accountability, taking accountability for your actions, we're not taught that, necessarily. We're not taught to man up, to own up to what you're doing, to be about your business, to be who you are. How do you get a young person to understand that, dude, the beginning and the end of your life and your story is you. You create what you want.
tell them the truth.
You create your
You
reality.
tell him the truth and you talk to him with passion.
Okay.
If you don't talk to him with passion and look at him in his eye
Mm-hmm.
and tell him the truth of who you is and where you come from and what you're trying to establish in him,
Mm-hmm.
he won't understand you.
Okay.
I did this in the joint. I was mentoring them young niggas in the joint,
Yeah.
and I cared because
Yeah.
I was in jail mentoring niggas I come up the streets with sons, bitches I used to fuck with in the streets with
Right.
daughters,
There's. Oh man.
my own
Right.
relatives. So I got to care because it was my son and my daughter in prison. I would want a motherfucker to snatch them up and give them something better to listen to instead of that garbage.
Right.
So you gotta look at him. You gotta tell him the truth, talk to him with passion,
Yeah.
and show him that you care. If you that person you say you is,
Yeah.
they understand you. If you're not, you can't save the world. If I talk to 100
Yeah.
motherfuckers and I get through 10 of them, I did a good deed
Then
for
you're
the day.
exactly.
I
And
did
so
what I could do.
you don't carry the weight on your shoulders of
Right.
I can't save, because you can't save
can't.
everybody.
Right.
But your job is to be the light and the example, because and for me, my big thing. Talking about me. It's my show though. No,
Mm-hmm.
You better talk about you.
but no, for real. I don't believe that human beings go through the things they go through just for themselves.
Right.
I think they go through stuff for other people.
Right.
Because you can learn your own lesson any kind of way. You can learn it in your bedroom in your pajamas.
For
Like
sure.
you don't need to go through a big showing of things. But I think that we go through things for other people so we can mentor and bring out of the muck and mire other folk.
Right.
Which is what you have decided to do. And you very easily could have been like, fuck them niggas.
Right. For
Like,
sure.
think, fuck y'all. I'm out. I'm about to start doing what I'm doing. But
I don't have a selfish behavior in me. I gotta give it back because I helped create this madness.
you couldn't have a selfish behavior if you had a whole bunch of folk that you
Right.
were looking after and you kept doing what you were doing to make sure, in part, that they were taken care of.
Right.
So obviously, clearly, you couldn't. You're not about self. You're more about community. And I think we need to stop demonizing and vilifying and I've never been anything but black. So I'm gonna go ahead and talk about the
Talk
black
about
folk. I think we need to stop demonizing and vilifying our black people, our black men, when they do things that are quote unquote wrong, when they do things that are against the law, when they do things that are unseemly. Stop vilifying them. Find out what is it? Like, what is it that made somebody choose one route over another? Most of the time, it's opportunity. And opportunity is not just running rampant in our cities here. It's not running rampant in the inner city. It's not running rampant in most communities where black people find themselves.
It depends on the kind. People always say product of my environment, but it's really product of your opportunity.
This is your initiative.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? Like,
It's your initiative
exactly.
too, though. It's initiative what you want with yourself.
That's true. So what are you going to do so you are in a particular environment, and then you have whatever sort of opportunity or lack thereof. What are you going to do with that? So now when you were young, you saw really only one way. Which is understandable, because a lot of these kids only see one way. They don't understand because they don't see it. So now you have made it incumbent upon yourself to show them that there is another way.
It's another way.
You don't have to take that route, bruh. Like, you don't have to do that. There is an absolute other way. How do you think that you can galvanize in our community? This show is not specifically just for Cleveland, but I happen to live in Cleveland right now, right? So we're talking about Cleveland. Cleveland is like the freaking wild, wild west. Like, this place is out of control.
Right.
It's absolutely out of control. I've lost relatives to this place being absolutely out of control. Like, it doesn't make any kind of sense. So what would you do to galvanize people to make sure that our young men, because men are supposed to be the leaders. And not that women can't be leaders, but I'm going to say it again. Men are supposed to be the leaders.
Right.
Do we have to now? I want to be like Nicki Minaj's husband.
Yeah.
I think.
Look, I'm trying to get like him.
I'm reserve my comments.
Right. I feel shit.
Women can lead, but I'm old school. I feel like men should be the leaders.
Right. You get 10 more real niggas like me.
He said, this nigga and 10 more niggas.
10 more.
10 more niggas.
Put them out at the factories.
10 more real niggas like me that give a fuck,
Yeah.
that ain't afraid to want to make a change,
Right.
and want to be on the platform to make a change.
Yeah.
I think we make a change.
And just do it, right?
Yeah.
Because you're not
Fuck
waiting
off.
for permission.
No, I ain't waiting
You're
for
not waiting for
nobody.
nobody to tell you, okay, Dre, you can come in and do this. You're like, no, nigga, I'm out.
10 more real niggas like me, like I said, that ain't afraid to take a chance to try to make a change
Right.
and take the platform. We can make a change. You know,
And when you say niggas
you
like him,
can
can I
make
just,
a change.
I
Yeah.
don't know if I'm paraphrasing,
Let's qualify
but
niggas like him.
leaders.
they know who they is.
That's
Look,
exactly
leaders.
what he is.
They know who they
He's
is.
clearly a leader.
Yeah, they know who they is. I ain't got to.
A natural born leader.
I ain't gonna have no motherfucker, a fuck boy ass motherfucker coming to me talking about I'm rolling. If he lets you funding this shit,
Right.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But
And it takes all kinds, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
because everybody can't be the Indian chief.
Right.
So it takes leaders and it takes followers. Like, if
Sure.
you're going to be a follower, you need to learn how
ain't
to
no
be
leader.
an
We
appropriate
gonna all
follower.
lead together.
Okay.
We gonna lead side by side and make this shit work.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, no sidekicks, we all Avengers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, shit. Come on, just take it.
Really, though?
You take 10 motherfuckers, everybody take a side of town and make it work, man.
But Dre, though, like 21 and a half years.
Yeah.
When I just, that's my son. So my middle son is 21 years. That's that Negro's whole life plus 6 months.
6 months.
Like, whole life plus 6 months.
Yeah, 6 months.
That you spent being
And I don't even know that
rehabilitated.
That shit went so quick.
Did it go quick for
that
you?
shit- that
But
shit-
you know why it went quick, at least in my opinion, why it went quick is because you weren't bullshitting. Because
Right.
you were in there making a difference
I
to
did
the
the time.
other people.
I did the time and let the time do me.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, I did the time and let the time. I knew what I had to be there for. I said,
facts.
fuck,
That's
I'm a roll.
dope.
I'm
And
rolling
you
with
did
this
it. You
shit.
did what you had to do, but you also made the best out of it. And you were an extreme example,
Right,
an
right.
extreme good example of what it is to have come from a situation that society deems, criminal. And it is.
It was criminal.
Whether society, it was criminal.
It's
And
criminal.
thank you for, yes, it was criminal. It
criminal.
wasn't the thing that you should have been doing, and you can
And
acknowledge
I'm
that.
straight remorseful for what I done.
And I thank you.
You know?
Exactly.
Right.
And you have brought, I believe, so much. You've brought emotion and you've brought humanity to this thing, because you are a hard dude. Like, looking at you, it's like, this nigga don't shed no tears. You have brought humanity to this thing. And the fact that you are out here showing younger people what to do, I appreciate you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I
Thank you.
appreciate you for coming out, for staying the course.
Mm-hmm.
And when I say staying the course, staying the leader that you are, and turning it around to be able to show people the brighter side of it, the side that's not going to get you killed,
Right.
the side that's not going to get you imprisoned. Thank you for doing that.
I
Absolutely.
appreciate being here.
And you really are like, I always end my show with the same thing. But honestly, I feel like you are the embodiment of that thing. When you change how you view things, then you change how you do things,
Right.
which is absolutely what you've done.
Right.
And so, Dre, I commend you on what you have done. You are a legend in our city. I thank you for living the life that you've lived and being an example and not being afraid to talk about it.
Right.
Thank you for being out here for our youth. Keep at it. People, if you want to find Dre, where can they find you at?
Facebook. That's on the platform.
What's your handle?
This is Andre Taylor
It's
on
just
Facebook.
Andre Taylor.
man.
Okay, we're going to get
Look
you on
me up.
Instagram because we need to get you on IG.
It's
So
on my- yeah, I
your
gotta-
beautiful daughter, who we had the pleasure of meeting, she is incredible. This girl, I'm going to have her across
Come
from
show your
me
face, girl.
in a
Come
few
here.
weeks because
What's
she's
her name?
awesome.
Nutmeg,
She's
cinnamon.
a-
Oh, honey. It's honey. This Miss
She
Honey.
is just a beautiful girl, like kindred spirit, lover. Her dad's biggest supporter,
Right.
which is what we need. We need family, we need love, we need all of that. So, Dre, thank you for telling your story. Thank
All
you
right.
for being here, and thank you for being out here for the young people
All
in
right, y'all.
Cleveland and
We out,
everywhere.
man.
We are absolutely out, and this has
I'm out
been
here.
Tea Time with Tocombamaria.
So-
When you change how you view things, then you absolutely change how you do things. Peace.
Yep.